Part 1. Retell that audio using the word. Once upon a time there was a poor miller who had 3 sons. After many years the miller died and left nothing to his 3 sons other than his donkey mill. At a time the eldest son took the mill, the second enrolled a donkey, and the youngest son inherited the cat. The youngest son decided to eat the buttons and made gloves out of the cage food. Then he will have nothing left in his world and will starve to death. The cat listened to what his master said, but he preferred not to listen. Then the pointer said to the master, "Don't look sad, master. Give me a bag and a pair of boots, and I will show you that you did not expect such a bad inheritance from me." The youngest son after saw the clan play a lot of cunning tricks to catch rats and mice, such as when used to hang on the hill or hide in the grain and pray not to be dead. Thinking of this, he thought that it was not impossible that the can could help him, so he gave his bed to the cat and spent his lunch money to order a pair of good boots made especially for the cat. The cat looks dancing wearing his old gift boot and pinning the bag around his neck. He holds it. He holds the ledge on both front legs and lies like the rabbit hole, which is home to a great many rabbits. The cat put bran and corn into his den, ready to be dead, to deceive the rabbit. Not long after he lay down, he got what he wanted. A rich and stupid young rabbit jumped into his bag, and Monsieur Priest immediately closed the rope and caught it. The cat was so very proud of what he did, and then he went to the place to told his Majesty the King. When he got there, he gave a one rabbit to the king. The word was from elder who was over to the king. The king thanked the master of the pigtails. Another time he went and hid among the comfort while opening his bag, and when a batch of partridges hit him, he put aside and called the chicken. Then he went and gave these to the king, as he had done before to the rabbit. The king asked the parrot gladly, and the cat asked the king for some money. The cat continued to bring the prizes to king using the same method for 3 minutes, 3 months, and said that it was from his other Marquis of Carabas. One day especially, he heard news from Prague. The king planned to drive his cart along the river bank, talking with his daughter, the most beautiful princess in the world. The, the youngest son followed the advice of the cat, and without knowing what would happen, as the king and his daughter passed by the river, the pen began screaming for help to save his drowning elder. Hearing his commotion, the king poked his head out of the carriage window and found that it was the cat who often brought him the good game that was screaming, and then he ordered his bodyguard to immediately phone for help the Marquis of Carabas. As they pulled the poor Marquis out of the drive the cat came to the carriage and told the king with that wild deed. Master was watching. There came some bastard who he stole his old coach, but in reality It was the pointed themselves that hit the court. Immediately gave the best to the Marquis of Carabas. The king was very happy to meet the Marquis. Then the king invited them to sit in the carriage and come with them. The Duchess was very happy that his apprentice superlated. The king asked the landlord who owned the land bar, to which they replied in unison that it belonged to the lord of the Marquis of Carabas. The best man was terrified because they had all been detained by catch, said the Marquis to the king under the pirate that never failed to produce crop in every year. The catmaster, who continued on the profit journey, made few reports and said to them good people would trade if he didn't tell the king that all the scorns belonged to the Marquis of Carabas. He were to be covered like the seasoning for a pot. The ogres expected him politely as an ogre's court and made him sit down. The ogres expected him politely as the ogre court and made him sit down. To sit to ogre to it's to from. Just down is the admin that he was terrified. His Royal Highness ran over that life bright and ran out and said to the king, His Royal Highness was invited to the castle of Lord Marquis of Carabas, like his daughter, who had fallen in love with him, and saw the first land and owned it, whose made several boys expect the honors His Royal Highness had bestowed on him and son on the same day marriage the princess. Part 2. Answer this question. Read the note. Mike Flannery, the waistcoat agent of the Inturban Express Company, leaned over the counter of the express office and shook his fist. In it, two spotted tiny pigs were gently eating electrolytes. To ask a like can, so that the family pay from him and take them, or turn pay for him and left him be. Rules is rules. Mr. Morehouse and Mike Flannery not going to be called down for breaking of them. But you everlastingly stupid idol, shouted Mr. Morehouse merrily asked, shaking a Flemish period book beneath the agent's nose. Cannot you read it hard in your own printed writing? Pets domestic Franklin to be waistcoat if properly boxed, 25 cents each. Suddenly he turned to Flannery and forcing his voice to an artificial calmness spoke slowly but with intense scrunch. 25 cents each. Flannery reached for the book. He ran his hand through the pegs and spoke at peg 64. The president was inclined to treat the matter lightly. "Big steel tickets page 25," said Morgan. "Then of course when pigs are big," said the president. "Yes," agreed Morgan. I look at that way too." The president put the papers on his desk and wrote a letter to Professor Gordon. Unfortunately, the professor was in South America collecting sociological specimens, and the letter was forwarded to him by his wife, as the professor was in the highest age. where no white man had ever penetrated. The latter was money much in raising him. The president forgot the Gwen pigs. Morgan forgot them. Mr. Morehouse forgot them, but Flannery did not. He advised Flannery to take the best possible care of them. Flannery later in had looked at the pigs and sighed. Some months later, in the desperation, he seized a set of paper and wrote cross in the mud until Morgan. Morgan returned it asking for explanation. Explanation. It was a long, scholarly letter, but the point was that the Gwenpic wash kept apart while the Camonbic wash the genius of their family shady. They are not pigs, said the president decidedly. To Morgan, Morgan made the proper notation on the paper that the accumulated in file A 6754 and turned them over to the audit department. The audit department took some time to look the matter up, and after they usually delivered plenary that as had he had on hand 160 white pigs, the property of Consnick, the shelf delivery them a college charge and the rate of 25 cents each. Flannery spends a day herding his charge to an hour opening the yard chests that might count them, but agree with my lateral back and forth before the audit department was of the understand why the error had been made of billing 160 inside of 800 and still more time for it to get the meaning of the cape badge. Cornery back crowd into a few feet the extreme from the front of the office. Part 3 Make a Note. These people would have described themselves as she quiet spoken in introvert. Of course, we drown extrovert. Introverts are mostly happy to let the extrovert. If they are the boss, they allow space for the idea of the other to grow because they are not trying to make them more. You won't need to worry about them stealing your idea or talking over you in a meeting. Some of you great critics or introvert to people like the white J.K. Rowling, the great thinker Darwin, and the designer of the first Apple computer, Steve Wozniak. It turned out coming up with good idea easier when you are aged and quite solo contemplation. Then, when you are landing the cell landing squad. Not that I am saying there's anything wrong with children's extrovert are great. Some of my favorite people are extrovert, make better students, even though introvert actually tend to get higher grades. Big room, attending team, building workshop or group brainstorming session. The introvert word night marriage. The introvert school or judged negatively by their teacher. And when they reach the workplace, they're paged over for promotion into leadership position. But introverts typically take fewer risks and make more careful decisions. I'm not saying let's get rid of extrovert and grab all those talkative sociable performers at primary school and send them off to the library for 4 hours a day of solitude until they learn to tone it down. I'm saying we're doing something like the opposite of the two introvert and we need to stop. We need to allow them space to be themselves and they will end up getting the most out of your extrovert and your introvert. Let's create space office and the conference for people who work on the oven when they went to and give them the opportunity to come together to share idea. Let's give stuff away this where they go off into the watch, work up or mention or wherever to work and something alone as well as the team building they were everyone learn to dance salsa together.